Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've got another miracle knot tutorial for you, but it's about time for some color, so let's get into it. Today's video is brought to us by Ywigs. They sent me over 4 bundles of their water deep wave feather crochet in 18 inches. This is in their color D430, but y'all know how human hair goes. When you color it, you end up with a good amount of dimension that transitions from each color. So it's definitely giving more like a 42730 if you were to look at it in braiding hair terms. If you're new here, feather crochet is simply human hair that is tied together with thread. It's basically the same thread that we use for sew-ins. Now, when I went to prep this hair and started pulling it apart, it started to frizz up real bad. I thought I had messed up the hair, but that's really just the texture of the hair. The curlier the texture, when it's dry, the more prone it is to frizzing. So I went ahead and co-washed the bundles and I brushed them through, added a little bit of mousse to them so that it would define the curls, and then I prepped them wet on my rack and let them dry that way. If I tried to install this hair while it was dry and frizzy as you saw before, I would have been crying. So taking the time to wash the hair and define the curls and separate it out cut down on so much headache with the install. Now if you remember old school wet and wavy, raise your hand because this is the closest you're gonna get to it. When you wet this hair, it waves just like that. The miracle knots themselves are pretty straightforward. If you are new to my channel, I have probably over 10 videos by now that walk you through this process step by step. I even show you different techniques because everyone's hair is different, and this style in general requires different techniques for different textures of hair, different curl patterns of hair, the type of hair that you're going to use, and your length of hair. Sometimes you'll have enough length and you'll have enough density for your natural hair to hold the braid like I'm doing in this video, but for those of us who don't have the length and don't have the density, then you may need to add braiding hair to give your natural hair the strength and support it needs. For example, in this tutorial, I'm feeding in 1 piece of feather crochet at the ends of each of my braids. I go down about 1 inch past my natural hair length, but I did not feel the need this time to slip knot the ends because the texture of the hair is going to hold it in place and the curl pattern of the hair is going to hold it in place. If this hair was bone straight or like a loose wave texture, then I would definitely have to slip knot it because my natural hair does not have enough texture to hold the braid. I also don't plan on getting my hair wet anytime soon or going on vacation, but if you do, I highly advise to put that slip knot in there, sis. Here's a closer look at how I completed the braid. I start by braiding my natural hair until I get to a comfortable place where I can feed in 1 piece of the feather crochet. I'm going to feed in the piece by attaching each leg to 2 of the legs that are rotating. Once it's attached, all you got to do is continue braiding. Now, yes, my natural hair is going to run out with that 1 leg, but what we're going to do is we're going to borrow as we move along. So I'm going to make sure that I get past where the thread ends, and then I'm going to split one of those legs and attach it to the 1 leg that is still short. With human hairstyles, we try to minimize the use of gel, but this is the one time you'll want to use it because it's going to help your hair grip to the human hair and continue the braid. So if you see me moving my hand to grab something, that's me just dipping my hand back into the jar, and I'm only putting the product on my thumb and my index finger. I don't put the product anywhere else because I don't want it all over the human hair. Once you get too much product in the hair, the only way to get it out is to shampoo it out. So we want to avoid that so that we don't have to go that extra step. And I just continue braiding about 1 inch or 2 past my natural hair length. Once the braid is complete, I'm going to go back in and add some pieces throughout the braid using my crochet hook. I basically just pull the thread through the braid 1 time, but when I put the crochet hook back through the loop, instead of grabbing both ends of the feather crochet, I'm only grabbing 1 end. How you do that part is completely up to you. I just find this method to be the most efficient. Now here's an example where I did have to switch up the technique because my natural hair is just too fine in this spot to hold anything. The entire braid itself is the equivalent to one leg of a braid. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of feeding a piece on the ends of my braid, I'm going to go ahead and crochet one at the root, and I'm going to start the braid from the root. This is why miracle knots can be pretty tricky for some people. I see a lot of people say that it's not for all hair types and densities, but in my opinion, anybody can do it. It doesn't matter the hair type or density that you have. It depends highly on the technique that you choose for your hair type and density. If I had finer hair or low density hair, I would undoubtedly have to add braiding hair for the structure and support. But if I had thicker hair, higher density, then my parts would have definitely been smaller, and likely instead of adding one piece at the end of each of my braids, I would have had to add two. So yeah, miracle knots in general are definitely just not the one size fits all kind of style. And here is the final look. This about took me 3.5–4 hours to complete, beginning to end. But remember, I'm a professional braider. That's what I do. So don't go by my timing. I am 5'1", and this 18-inch deep water wave fell on me about waist length. I'm really glad that I co-washed and defined the curls before I installed it. The hair is completely dry and we have really good definition and really good movement. I can easily put my hair up immediately with absolutely no tension. And this 4 full bundles of hair, I can't even feel. It's that light on the head. The color itself with all of its dimension is to die for. I would love to go completely blonde like this for the summer, but y'all know I got videos to do. As always, if you learned something new, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and tell a friend. Special thanks to our friends at Ywigs for sponsoring today's video. All the information you need about this hair and tools used will be listed in the description box below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.